Hello everyone, this is Mocha, and today we're going to be talking about some things about Azucena and my concerns with Season 2 that is coming up in like March or something like that. Anyway, so originally I wanted to make a video explaining about Azucena's weaknesses or like her nerfs and such. And a lot of players for some reason don't lab this character at all for some reason. The only thing that they remember and like a lot of memes is while running 3-2, which is understandable because you know every pro player and their moms, also Ash, Ulsan, John Ding, and a couple of other players abuse the hell out of this move. Constantly like that, and it's been nerfed multiple times, and still, even the main man talked about it. Like if you whiff it before, you still couldn't punish her. And even if she did whiff, she could still continue the stream, so they nerfed that too, and they nerfed the plus frames and such, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, there's just a couple things I am hoping that they buff in Season 2, and also talking about how Azucena, like, her lows are complete trash. Like, really, really trash. So for starters, want to talk about Azucena's poking. So there is one like string that, you know, to keep your opponent in check and such, which is 2-1. 2-1 used to be like -3 on block. Now, if I remember correctly, that Jin has a -3 string, which is also a save string, and he can add the third part, which is that -9 kick, and on counter hit he can get like a free down too. Anyway, this string, it's a high mid, it's 2-1, it's -7, and my main concern with this that they nerf this, which they shouldn't have, or probably like keep it at like -5, -4, or -3, because if you know anything about Tekken, that poking is very important. It's to keep your opponent in check from sidestepping, from doing moves that they shouldn't be doing in the first place, like getting wild, letting them do whatever the hell they want to you and such. So with that case, my biggest concern is that I really hope that they fix her poking at least, because this is -7. You're forced to give up your turn, even on block. Yeah, you can do down forward 1, which is -3. It comes out at 13 frames, but like, she can't really make it like somewhat safe. With Paul though, like Paul has a 14 frame down 4-1, and it's negative on hit, but he can sway it and make it +1 or +2, make it safe, and he has other options to keep his offense pressure going. But with Azucena, you can gel with down for a 1-4, but you're giving up your turn. It's also -7. This also gels, which is understandable. A lot of people are still complaining and wanting that nerf to duck the second hit. I can understand why, but at the same time, I'm forced to give up my turn. Same with 2-1. So like, if I give up, if they plan to nerf down for 1-4, that you can duck the second hit, it's just more of nerfing her poking and such. But high mid into a check, -7, because they nerfed that too. I really hope that they fix this poking for her, because it's very important for her to have something to work with. I mean, every other character you can say like, oh, but Azucena doesn't need that poking, she doesn't need the many plus strings and such. Understandable, completely understandable. But there's another reason why I said at least buff that to make it less negative. It can still be negative, that's fine. -3, -4, -5, fuck it. But -7 is just giving up a lot for a high mid and such. Some other Azucena players may agree with me, some may not. Other players who do not play this character may also agree that no, it needs to stay like that. She was too powerful. The only reason why she was powerful is because of this. It's because while running 3-2, and it was very hard to counter that move a lot, because every pro player, every high level player, even new players were just using this. They weren't going into back turn, they weren't going into Libertor stance, they weren't going into her mix up while crouching, while raising 1, while raising 2, plus frames right here, mid, and such. and her blockable grab. I have her set to crouch, block, punish. But point being, like, you can't nerf a character so hard to make her, I'm gonna say useless. It's just she just has a harder time facing against characters that counter her really, really hard. So continuing on, I know I have to make this short somewhat, but another thing I do want to talk about is her down back 4. This is negative 14. I have Jun sets on to punish right here. Okay, it's her while rising 3. This is negative 14 on block, and it punishes her. Jun is one of the few characters that can punish her from crouching, and I do not understand why she has a 14 frame launcher from crouching, because it's just really rare from a crouching perspective. I'm pretty sure there's more characters that have this aspect. I know Jin has one. I believe Asuka has one. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Paul has a back 3, which is a 14 frame combo starter and such. But Jun specifically can punish her on this. This is negative 14. And if you guys don't understand that, negative 14 on a low right here, it comes out 19 frames. Alright, it's negative 14. And I get punished for using a low that's ass, actually. It's just terrible. So you see that it's negative 14. Jun can punish me very easily. There's no point in me using this damn low. Oh, wait, what? Crouch. Wait. Hold on. I don't want that. Oh, thank you. Anyway, this is negative 14, okay? Which is fine. Not really on a low, because like there's other lows that she has, which is down 4, forward, Liberator 3, and then back turn 3, which is fine. And she has down back 4. She has like 5 lows, if I just counted correctly, if I can count. She has 5 lows, or if you want to count the unblockable grab right here. Anyway, point being, down back 4, negative 3 on hit, negative 3 on hit. I do not understand why they were going to give her that. Well, some people may have, but she has a high crush, though. Understandable. They nerfed the damage. It is now 13 points of damage. They did the same thing with Dragunov. But Azucena's lows, like to get to her good lows, somewhat great lows, is you got to go into Liberator stance or back turn stance. Back turn stance. Back turn 3 is probably her best low, if we're not counting the grab. Because this is plus 4 on hit. It's also negative 12, if I remember correctly. Negative 13, my bad. But still. If that was negative 14, I would be very livid. Anyway, continuing on. Negative 3, down back 4. Has low damage. Negative 3 on hit. Minus 14 on block. And I've explained this many times on my streams, how Azucena's down back 4 is just a useless move unless you don't want to count. If you don't want to count her, she gets a counter hit, which is plus 12, but you can't really do anything like follow up with it, from my understanding. But I mean, you can use the plus frames for Oki pressure. That's pretty much it. But against certain characters, specifically like Jun, you do not want to use this move at all, because if they block it and the Jun player knows how to punish it very well, they will combo your ass. Similar to other characters that can punish her very easily and go for a combo and such. And I really hope in season 2, that they buff this. Make it like -1. I mean, not -1, minus 13. Shit, I'll say minus 13 at best on block. Or change from -3 on hit to 0, -1, -2, which is, you know, completely reasonable. But -3 on a down back 4 a low. I mean, yeah, you can say that, well, Hayachi has similar problems like that. Reina has similar problems like that. Understandable, but a lot of those other characters are not negative 14 for fuck's sake. But I digress. I just hope down back 4 gets somewhat, but they can keep the damage. That's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be 15, 16, 17 points of damage. They can keep the damage at 13, but at least change it from -3 to 0, -1, -2, and on block to -13 or -12. And another thing, her down 4, -2 on hit. I mean, yeah, you can follow up that it does go into other strings. She has a mid and a high, and she can go into Liberator stance, which is safe, but at the same time, she's just really giving up her turn a lot of the times, and it's on a low. In order to access, like, she can do down back 4, which just goes to back turn, still her turn, and she can get away from it. I mean, I just hope in Season 2 that they fix down back 4. Another thing is, I don't know why they changed this from -9 to -10 on a 1-1. I mean, it's a high mid, you're checking, but at the same time, it's just like, why change it -9 to -10? There was no reason for that. But they're like, nah, it needs to be punishable and shit. I mean, her other 10 string is -14, so you can't really just be throwing that shit out. Another thing is that I really hope that they fix is Liberator 1+2. It's not the minus frames, it's not like the damage, it's just the inconsistency. So sometimes, if you're doing her max damage combos, sometimes it will hit, sometimes it will not. It's just shit like that. And it's sometimes on timing. It's just shit like this. I really hope that they fix with just the reach of it, because like I'm trying to go for, I get this launcher, I'm going for max damage right here, and sometimes it hits and I get 76 damage. Like, there's an alternate version and there's 6 points of damage and shit, but like, you can see sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, which is very frustrating when I'm trying to go for max damage with Azucena. But at the same time, does it want to hit? Does it sometimes not want to hit? It's just really dependent. So I do hope that they fix Liberator 1+2, and hopefully in Season 2 they fix like some areas. They don't have to buff her damage. Her damage is fine. They don't have to buff like some of her moves. A lot of her moves are fine, which is fine. They're high risk, high reward. It's just like the things that she really needs to fix is her lows. Like, they don't have to be like super powerful. They could just like tune a little bit. Doesn't have to be -14. It can still be -12, -13. That's totally fine. They can keep the damage the same. That's totally also fine. But being negative, you can't really do anything after this. It has a high crush, which I think is like the reason why they have to keep it like somewhat like bad and shit. But just -3 on hit and -14 on block with low damage. I understand you can't have the whole piece of pie, you can't have the whole cake, you can only have a little bit. But you have characters like Nina, King, Jin, Jun, which Jun is very underplayed and shit. Shaheen, Paul, Law. Characters that can punish so much easier and so much better than Azucena can. It's just like little fixes. She doesn't have to be like top tier, mid tier. She can still be low tier. I don't give a shit. It's just fix the little things that she needs help with and shit. But otherwise, that's just like some of the things I have been thinking about that they really, hopefully they do fix in Season 2. I know we're getting a new move that goes into Liberator stance, but again, I really hope that they fix something. I mean, there's some other things I do want to talk about in more detail, but that's just like something. So if you do like this video, or you want me to talk about other things about Azucena, about combo routes, stances, and like weaknesses to stances, and the reasoning why she is low tier, if you really practice her and such, then I'll make a video of it. But I do plan to make a video about Lipitor stance and why people think like, oh, this stance is broken and such, you can't really do anything. I'm gonna tell you right now, Azucena is a fake honest character. She is not a real honest character whatsoever. A lot of her frames are fake. Like, I'm not even joking. She can fake a lot of things. If we're like doing that, or like just going back and forth, like she can fake a lot of things. But again, I'm getting too ahead of myself. But yeah, if you guys like this video, if you want to see more content from me, feel free to answer in the comments, and like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. I'm still gonna do this more. I know I've been delaying myself from not doing this and such, but yeah. Yeah, that's just some things with Azucena. I'll make more videos in the future explaining like Azucena's kit and such. But I just want to talk about this briefly, and hopefully in Season 2 that they do fix this. And, you know, I'm looking forward to Season 2 because this game needs a lot of changes, balance-wise, and a lot of its philosophy, design philosophy, because Law, King, Jin, Jun, Asuka, fuck it, Leroy, honestly, Lydia, Heihachi, Eddie, like, I don't understand the simplifying part. Like, I can see why, but like, it's just, I don't know. I'll get that to another video. Anyway, if you guys want to see more content, just, you know, share and like and all that. I appreciate it and such. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later in the next video, and hope you have a good day. So take care. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Bye bye.